Hello everybody, my name is Sally-Ann Spence and welcome to the Hills Quarry Products dig in Cerney Wick. Now we have material from both the Ice Age and the Jurassic. It's an incredible excavation. Over 20 universities represented here. Masses of people involved. Please do look at all our other videos to learn more about everyone who's taking part and also the expertise that we have coming in. Now, if you are on this dig, you have to do more than just the digging, the best part, if you like. You have to take part in other things like getting water in for the camp, like putting the bins out, all these other jobs. And one of those jobs is actually working my camera. So today we have Sally Poynton. Hello, Sally. Thank you for working the camera for me. And we are filming live and raw from this actual dig. So you literally are joining us as we're going through the 3 weeks. Now with me is Mark Baggott. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Carl. Hello, Sally.
Now, Mark, it's great to see you because you were here last year as well.
Indeed.
And you're in the orange vest, which means you're a team leader.
For my sins.
Well, you've had a really busy trench. We have been down, we have met you. Do have a look at those other videos. How's it been going in your trench?
Oh, just find after find after find. We got to the stage at the end of the first week where there were so many bones in the trench. We had to be careful not to be treading on them as we were walking around. It was mad, yes.
And you had a massive tusk as well, didn't you?
The massive tusk is still there. All the others have been lifted to conservation to preserve them. Hopefully the massive tusk will be jacketed today. Ooh. And that will be recovered safely as well.
Brilliant. Well, the wind is picking up and we've had a bit of rain. So we had one day off because of the rain. How did your pit fare from that? Because I think it got flooded, didn't it?
Not mine.
Not yours.
Incredibly, luckily, the gazebo over the top held up, and the prevailing lie of the land, because of our careful digging, of course, meant that the water was funneled away from the tusk. The tusk itself was already plinth, so it was a good 1.5 feet above the bottom of the trench too. So hardly a little bit of water to clean up this morning, but other than that, we're absolutely fine.
Fantastic. So straight back to work then.
Straight back to work.
And what's your team like?
An incredible bunch of people. It's been so good to work with them and to see the progression of their skills over the time as well. For those who'd never picked up a trowel before, almost experts now in terms of the approach, and you can see the things that you've taught them being passed on, which is marvellous.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? That's the beautiful thing about this dig. You know, Sally and Dr. Neville Hollingworth, who have been the team, well, the project leaders really, and have put this whole thing together. Wow, it's amazing.
Hard work.
Yeah, a lot of hard work. But I have also seen you after, you know, trowels are down and everything. I'm seeing you going around with a bucket and other people as well, looking for fossils in the Jurassic zone. And I don't know if Sally, can you bring the camera in to show people? Fossils a bit like these, which, you know, these haven't got the scientific value as such.
Hardly any, as far as the main dig's concerned. These are just extras. But the beauty of them is that these can all be used in another project that's also coming out of this exercise. Yes,
so these are just, we've got belemnites and we've got some, what have we got? We've got graphia.
Ammonite, graphia, ammonites, bivalve, ammonites, graphia, and a couple of belemnites, you said. But importantly, all common UK fossils. So nothing on that tray that your average a child or someone that was interested in paleontology can't find themselves if they're looking in the right part of the UK.
Brilliant. And these are not going to waste, these type of fossils, in any way, shape or form. So these have got very, very little scientific value. However, huge educational value. And I want you to tell us about these, Mark, because these are incredible.
Yes, so this is a fossil box that we've designed for educational establishments across the UK. Originally started as a concept for primary schools, but now in a lot more establishments as well. So secondary schools have got a few, special SEN schools, charities, museums, have all made good use of these boxes.
Brilliant.
And crucially, lots of fossils, yes, but information about those different types of fossils, and critically, a load of teachers' laminated materials so that any primary school teacher can use this as an educational resource. And of course, 2 trays.
Look at that. So and here are our ammonites and our graphia.
Yeah.
Oh, a belemnite, they're all in there.
So 2 examples of every fossil, so that the student can compare and contrast between the 2 examples and understand that every fossil is in some way different from every other.
And this is absolutely phenomenal. And have you had funding with this? Has there been sponsorships? Who's involved in all of this?
So it wasn't clear when we originally started the project how we'd fund them, but what's turned out to be most successful is sponsored boxes. So the primary school boxes, we try not to take money off primary schools, but instead have a sponsor, which is typically a parent or a grandparent of a pupil, or indeed the PTA, and they've paid the £40 cost of the box. So by the fact that all the fossils in the box are donated by collectors across the UK, we're able to keep the cost of the box as low as possible.
So that is brilliant. That's so good to know that, you know, our fossils like this are going into something like this.
Absolutely.
And this is now, I'm just going to put this on here. How many schools have got your boxes so far?
163 at the last count. So, and they are the length and breadth of the country now. The furthest north I've got one of these boxes is Cromarty, which, for those of you who don't know, is at the very top of Scotland. So it's about an hour and a half's drive north of Aberdeen, and all the boxes are hand delivered too. So I had to work out a means of arranging for that delivery.
That is absolutely brilliant. Well, it doesn't stop there. So that is our standard fossil box.
That's the standard fossil box.
And here is one that Mark has prepared earlier.
Okay.
There we are.
So the most important thing about this project was I wanted it to be as accessible as possible, so the widest range of students could learn about fossils. And this box actually encompasses two things at the same time. So firstly, we take these out. This is the SEN box. So this contains a much smaller number of larger, more tactile fossils. Again, the same common fossils we're using in the standard box.
That's one of our Gryphea.
But much larger examples of the same things. And coming from a variety of different epochs as well at the same time. But what this box also shows off is the fact that both of these boxes, both the standard box and the SEN box, are now available in Welsh as well. So Welsh schools, Welsh primary schools, which like to encourage the learning of the Welsh language, can also have one of these boxes with all the materials translated into Welsh.
That's phenomenal. Loads and loads of information. And that's fantastic because, as you said, the teacher notes and everything, it's all in here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Absolutely brilliant. But you didn't stop there.
This didn't stop there. So
this man's a dynamo, right? Okay, we're going to pass that way.
One of the earliest boxes went to Royal Blind College in Hereford.
There we are.
And we had an inquiry from the Wilberforce Trust, who are in York, and they said, we love the fact that in your boxes we've got QR codes which children can use to scan the QR codes and have the text read to them. How about a Braille box? And of course the Royal Blind College was the perfect partner to assist me in that project. So 3 students, along with support from one of the teachers, have designed this variant to the fossil box with a tiny bit of guidance from me. So what's different about this box? This box contains, firstly on the far side there, we've got a large text version of the fossil information that's contained within each of the fossils, and the 2 booklets there that might be a little difficult to pick up with the camera are Braille booklets. So all of the information that's included in these boxes for the students is now available in Braille, both grade 1 and grade 2, for the student to be able to read for themselves. So the concept was a student can come along to a classroom with one of these boxes on the table in that room, with the lid closed. They can open it, they can use it as an educational resource and put it all back together again for themselves without being a sighted teacher with them. So to make them as self-sufficient as possible. Now to achieve that, each of the fossils in this box is in one of these little plastic bags. Now on this little plastic bag, and indeed on all the materials that are in this.
Sorry,
Sally.
Get Sally back to film us this. Yes.
Within this little plastic bag and all the materials that are inside it, we have a Braille letter. So can you see that letter M? So that letter M is also in Braille on these boxes, along with all the materials, so that the student can read this in Braille and they can then go to the Braille booklets to understand about that particular fossil. And because that same Braille letter is also on the bag, they know which bag it's got to go back in at the end of their lesson, along with the fossil.
And that is absolutely fantastic. You have literally made paleontology, accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
In that respect. Mark, what a project. Just this is just brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. And to know that our bits of belemite and things like that that can be going into this sort of thing as well is just a whole other level. It's just fantastic. It really, really is fantastic. If anyone is watching this and they're thinking, I think that is brilliant, I would love a box for my school or my home education group or whatever, how do they go about getting in touch with you and being able to be have one of these boxes?
Well, thankfully there's a website for the box,
Oh, there's a
and the
website.
easiest way for the camera to read that is that QR code that's right on the bottom of that front page there. If they follow that QR code, that will take them to the website from the box and will tell them all about the boxes and how they can order one for their, I'll say school, but it could be any education establishment.
Right.
So we've had museums, we've had charities, we've had lots of other organisations have the benefit of these boxes. As long as it's to the students' benefit, then more than happy to let them have a box.
That is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I mean, when did you start? You've got these in quite a lot of schools. When did you start doing this?
Project's now about 2.5 years old. So the original concept was that we'd do 5 boxes to Herefordshire schools and 5 to Worcestershire schools, and that was approved by the charity Herefordshire and Worcestershire Earth Heritage Trust. We achieved that within about 3 months of starting the project, so that was that done, and it's just snowballed from there. Lots of great people from across the country have said, oh yes, they'd be great for my school, and have helped either with donating fossils or finding schools that want one of these boxes, or have helped with that delivery chain that we put together. So on that website as well is another page called Pass the Parcel, and what Pass the Parcel covers is, here's a list of all the boxes I currently haven't got a route for delivery yet. Would you like to be part of that delivery chain?
Oh, that's
and then people
brilliant.
can get in touch and said, yeah, I'm happy to be a delivery partner for my part of the UK. And that solves my problem. That makes it easier for me to deliver the boxes to the schools.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So if you're wondering, when you see our videos, please look back at our videos and you'll see people in the Jurassic part of the dig. So as I said, we've got Ice Age material here and Jurassic material. And you'll see these fossils on the ground and you might be thinking, well, you know, they've just told us that there's loads of fossils in this block, but they're only taking out certain special ones to take off into conservation and also to look at different species and do all the other data understanding and analysis. And they're leaving the odd bits of belemites and things like this. You know, have no fear, they're not being wasted by any means. They're being collected and they're going into this incredibly important project. And I think that's just wonderful. I really do. There's so many facets to this dig.
Beautiful thing is I'm not going to run out of schools. There's something like about 25,000 primary schools in the UK, so plenty more schools to deliver these boxes to.
Absolutely. So if you are interested and you would like to get involved in helping Mark get these boxes delivered, or you would like to get a box to have for your facility, then please do get in touch with him using that QR code. Mark, brilliant. I don't know what else to say. It's just brilliant. I love education and the fact it's open to everybody, and the fact you genuinely have gone that bit further with these boxes is just spectacular.
It's going to go one stage further. The next stage of the project, I want to be a focus on inner city schools. I think there's very real evidence that resources like these are well picked up by private schools and by the well-off secondary schools that might be around, or indeed primary schools. So I'll be looking for some grant funding to help me focus on some schools that would otherwise not have a resource like this.
Okay. So schools that are really sort of more the ones that are struggling as well to access all this sort of information.
Quite.
Because learning practically is a really good way to learn. Anyone across the cohort can learn practically. And to be able to actually hold a fossil, I can read about a fossil and learn so much, but then to actually pick that fossil up, touch it, feel it, and really look at it, just consolidates all that reading.
I do a lot of fossil talks at schools, and as a topic, the whole class is engaged. It's a great magnet for children. They just absolutely adore them, and that's why it's a great learning resource.
It's brilliant. So that is another side to this dig, and it's a fantastic side. I'm really, really just thrilled that you've brought this along to show us, because it's just wonderful. So please do, as I said earlier, use that QR code to get in touch with Mark and see how you can get involved. And in the meantime, You've still got a trench out there, which is is it yielding more bones?
Yes, so today we extended the trench a little bit around one of the sides of the tusk, and we just happened to find another mammoth tusk. So
oh, you just happened to find another mammoth tusk.
So my team is down there right now working on extracting that tusk from this matrix.
How big is it? A big bull? Because you had a bull, what we think was a bull mammoth.
It's a big bull mammoth. This one looks like a juvenile, so it's much smaller, which is nice as well.
Yeah. Is it in good condition?
The top looks in very good condition. We're not clear enough yet of the full tusk. We haven't got enough of it exposed. And then within about 3 feet of the trench, due to all that heavy rain we had yesterday, it's exposed a mammoth tooth in the matrix there. So that's in the process of extraction as well from the same place.
This is absolutely crazy. I don't know how many mammoth teeth we have now.
Maybe 5 or 6, I'm thinking.
Something like that, tusks and all sorts. It is just wonderful. We will get you down onto the dig site very shortly, and you will be able to have a look and see what they've been finding. And we will probably see you down there in that case then, Mark.
Absolutely.
So, you know, keep following. Videos being uploaded all the time, so please keep following, keep supporting, follow us on this dig, join us. We're sorry we can't have you here en masse, because unfortunately this is still a working quarry site, but this is the best way to enable you to be part of the dig with us and meet everybody involved, and also understand and learn about these other projects that are happening on the side too. So keep following our videos, and the hashtag is TuskForce.